In this episode, I share my journey from starting out part-time to working my way up to number 2 in the company.
All right. This is the Ask the BCE Show Episode 35. I'm your host, Kurt Belding, and I am the Blue Collar Entrepreneur. I've got a guest today. My guest is Alex Trappis.
Yes.
Alex is my district manager. We thought we'd talk a little bit what it's like to be a young entrepreneur, because Alex owns Body Rival Apparel, and he's also been with me for about 5 years now. Almost 5 years, right?
It's been a long time.
What it's like to start with a smaller company and work your way up the ranks, man, all the way up to a district manager and an owner. So, Alex, tell me your story. What were you doing before you?
Before I started with Fit Republic, I was working retail at Nike over in the factory outlets. So just, merchandising, customer service, retail stuff.
Yeah.
So it was okay. It was a job to get me through high school and into college, and it was a good job while I was there, for sure.
Working for Nike, right?
Nike.
Working for Nike, obviously that's a very large company.
It is.
What's the difference between working for Nike and working for Fit Republic? Because you're looking at very large company to small company.
Working for a bigger company, you're basically just a number. And then transitioning into a smaller company, you actually have say in certain things. It's more of a tight-knit, family-oriented, and it's a lot better, as opposed to, like, literally at Nike they would give you a number. Mine was like 1-8.
You were literally a number.
1-8-3-3-3-8. That was my.
I'm gonna start assigning numbers, so I'm not calling you by names anymore.
Yeah, it's crazy. But it was good. Got some good discounts. Bought a lot of shoes. Still have a lot.
You still got a hookup at Nike?
Yeah, I know some people there.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't wear Nikes, but
no.
If it's free, I'll wear them.
Yeah, they're expensive.
They are. All right, so that's the benefit of working for a smaller company.
Yeah.
Is there any negatives?
Yeah.
You could say it.
Yeah, there are some negatives. I mean, like, working for a small business in general, like, there are a lot of up and downs, especially
like daily.
Daily, yeah, literally daily. And not so much when, like, working part-time, like, you're kind of invested, but you're kind of not, in and out. So you don't really see how much it affects everything as a whole. But definitely as I've worked my way up, becoming more invested and, like, almost at the front line of those ups and downs sometimes is what it feels like.
Oh, yeah.
So
because you're directly on the front lines of the ups and downs. You see it.
Sure.
You see my mood every day, and instead of being a part-time person where you don't see me that much, you don't really know what's going on, but you're showing up doing your job. Now you're like, oh man, something's going down, because I directly communicate, and so every positive, every negative thing that happens in the company.
Yeah.
Yeah. So all right. So you started with me part-time on the retail side.
Yep.
Let's talk about that journey, because how old were you when you started with me? Like 19, right?
I think so. Yeah. 19.
So as a 19-year-old, you made a choice to leave Nike to come to a small mom and pop company. What made that choice happen?
Well, at the time, a really good friend of mine was working here, Ryan, who now owns a store in Littleton. But, we were both really into fitness. He worked at King Soopers before and was like, hey, man, I'm going to work over at this place called Fit Republic. And I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. I was still working at Nike. And then, I could only handle Nike so much at that point, because I was going into college and driving all the way to Castle Rock and everything. And I'm like, oh, well, I'm into fitness. I'd like to learn more about fitness and that kind of stuff. So I would just start coming around the store, and then I met you, and then it happened.
Yeah. And we had some good growth when you came on too, so it's not like it was stagnant for you. But I guess what I'm trying to get at is, if you're a young guy, girl out there that has entrepreneurial tendencies, I think I know the answer to this, but I'm going to ask you anyway. What do you think it would be better for that person to be a number at a larger company, but there's definitely some benefits there, or start with a small company where the risk is that small company can go out of business at any time and you lose your job? The benefit could be much growth with that company. What would you say to your 19-year-old self joining a small company? Would you say that, what would you say?
I would say, well, when I first started here, I really had no entrepreneurial like tendencies at all. So that's something that, well, at least maybe I had them and I didn't know,
Yeah.
And so I would say, like, even if you don't know, or like it's a big risk, take that risk and stick with it, because you don't know what's going to manifest out of that. And like, to where I am now from when I first started here, like, I'm a completely different person, and being able to have all the responsibilities I've had and like the opportunities that I've had up until this point, like, I have never imagined I would have had, when I was walking in here trying to get a part-time job. So
Right.
like, take the risk.
So you take the risk.
Yeah.
So if you're 19 out there and you have you had entrepreneurial tendencies, you just didn't know.
I just didn't know it.
And you'd say join that smaller company, help it grow, and grow with it.
Yep.
That's what you're saying? Yeah.
Exactly.
All right, let's fast forward. So you started part-time, you went to full-time, did really well. And the reason why I like Alex is on the show right now is it's not like I haven't tried mentoring other employees before you came on, but Alex was one of the employees that was most receptive with me, where I could take under my wing and really thrive under their wing. So you went fast. You went from part-time to full-time to management to district managing, where you're now managing multiple locations.
Yep.
Super entrepreneurial, and then it decided to take the opportunity to invest in Body Rival Apparel, which is our supplement brand.
Yeah. Thanks for learning.
Yeah, it's yours. I know, huh? Let's talk about that. Let's talk about that decision to actually put skin in the game and put your own money into this company.
Yep. Well, it was definitely scary, because I'm putting my own money in there, so I was like on the fence of, fully jumping in, or kind of just like shying away from it, but I guess, the same thing that we were just talking about is taking that risk, and, the bigger the risk, the better the reward, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, but it's been an awesome journey so far. Like, I've learned a lot from an owner standpoint, and like taxes and profit and loss statements, and obviously it's not to the level of, where you're at, or where I would like it to be, but
You're tasting it.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah. So it's cool.
What's the difference between, you're basically running the show on a lot of the stuff we're doing. The difference between that without skin in the game to skin in the game, money actually into a company. Tell me about the difference of that.
Yeah, you're putting your hard-earned money into that, where if you're, like number 2 in a company or something like that, like, it still falls on overall number 1 of the company. So like, it's not necessarily your money, it's that person's money. So you have, I guess, a little bit more not leeway, but like
you could sleep at night.
Yeah,
probably.
You can sleep at night. Yeah, basically.
Right.
Whereas
the anxiety's lower.
Like, you're owning your own thing, then that's completely different, because like, whatever you do, it either benefits or it has a negative impact on that company directly, or like your money, I guess, your livelihood, it could be too.
If you make a decision with Body Rival Apparel and it goes south, man, that's your money.
Yeah, exactly.
Not the owner's money. Where like, it sucks, but
yeah,
you at least didn't lose your money, right? So.
For sure. Yeah, but it's been good. I enjoy it. Yeah.
And that's how you learn, you guys. Like, if you really want to learn what entrepreneurship is, what it is to be an entrepreneur, to actually own, you have to put your skin in the game. You got to put money in to really understand and learn what it is. So if you're out there, you're a younger guy like Alex, you're 24 now, and an owner, district manager, like, he's killing it. He's doing great. But yes. I guarantee you probably learned the most in the last 6 months of owning your own company. Would you agree
with that?
For sure,
yeah. And I still have a lot to learn on both sides, like being a district manager, being a leader, and still like owning your own business.
Yeah. So that's something you want to do. It don't matter the age. Like, age is just a number. I don't care how old you are. Is if you want to be an entrepreneur, put money into it and just start failing, start fucking up. That's the only way you're going to learn. And you're not going to learn by making mistakes and not feeling that pain of not losing your own money. You make mistakes, you may get fired from your job, and that sucks, but you just go find another job. Yeah. You make mistakes when it's your own company, you lost your own money. That's painful.
It is painful.
Yeah. Have you had an experience with that yet? Maybe, I don't think you've had
bad, but not bad, not tremendous, but a little bit of money here and there, product that we sit on that needs to be sold.
Money in a box that's not moving.
Box.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, it can definitely be painful, even at a smaller level too.
Well, it's all relevant.
Yeah.
Well, one entrepreneur, $100,000 for one business owner might be the same as $1,000 for the other business owner.
For sure.
Impactual of that bank account.
Yeah.
So it's all relevant.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Let's this is a Q&A, the Ask the BCE Show. So let's ask Alex some questions about young entrepreneurship. And we got questions there. I know, Ben, you got one.
Let's hear it, Ben.
This is going to be a little, not towards the entrepreneur side, but outside of being an entrepreneur, fitness, and trying to bump up into a large t-shirt, what are your other passions in life?
My other passions in life? I like...
Well, hold on. Let me pause that before you answer that. You understood the question was, what are your other passions besides trying to get into a larger size shirt?
Yes.
Right? Okay. I just want to make sure that.
That is one of my passions.
I just want to, again, say.
Very fun. Ben, actually, he's been deciding to go from bodybuilding to CrossFit now.
I know. That's why I heard. You're going to go from a large down to a medium large.
Maintain physique, but
All right, anyway, off topic. Passions, fitness has always been a huge passion of mine, so enjoying working out, doing things in the fitness community, hanging out I'm a homebody. I don't really go out much. I love hanging out with my friends when they're in town, hanging out with my family, getting outdoors. Right now, another big passion of mine too is a little bit more business related, but trying to increase grow my personal brand too. That's been actually I'm surprisingly passionate about that too. So.
Yeah, let's talk about that, growing your personal brand, because that's as the more we do that, the more we get into growing personal brand, the more I realize how huge that is, how big it is. Not only just to not only just to build a company or a brand or a business, but to monetize yourself. Like, lately I've been thinking a lot about building my brand, because I don't know what I'm going to be doing 5 to 10 years from now. But if I want to do something, that brand, my attention, that awareness, whatever I decide to do is going to be more successful. No matter if it's running businesses, no matter if it's consulting, no matter what. Like, the attention is the most important. So what do you think
for
about
sure.
that?
I mean, I feel like a lot of people are forced to have to grow their personal brand nowadays, more than ever actually, because like if you don't do that, that's kind of where the world is going, so, and I think there's people have like a false perception on it, is like they focus a lot on, how many followers do I have, or how many likes do I have, or I need to do this so I can make money doing this and not have to go open my own business or work a 9 to 5. But really, like, what should be at the forefront of people's minds is, how can I help people? Because you can reach so many people via social media.
It's a great way to look at it. Yeah.
So using whatever you're passionate about and whatever whatever talents you may have, how can you utilize that to reach a larger amount of people and help them and with whatever you need in that particular niche?
Yeah, I think it's great, and I think we're going to see a lot more of what the first part you said is, like, people worrying so much about how many likes to get in a photo, how many followers they have, and their mood and their self-perception is wrapped up in that. Is, oh my God, I only got 30 likes on that photo. I'm a piece of crap. You know what I mean?
Right,
Your self-perception will be wrapped into that. When I like what you said about, if you're doing it to help other people, if you only get 10 people to engage in the photo, but 5 of them said, hey man, that really helped me a lot. I know you do workout videos. Say that workout video helped me a lot. Well, you're helping people. It doesn't matter if you reached 5 people or 1 million people. Obviously, you reach 1 million people, you're helping a lot more people.
For sure.
But that's a great way to look at it without having the negative aspect of that, of having your self-perception wrapped up into it.
For sure.
And
to feed off that too is, a lot of people will compare themselves to people who are already like at a certain follower count or like count.
Yeah.
But these are like people who have been doing it for way before we've even started doing it.
That's right. Yeah.
So, and then people compare themselves to that, and they're like, well, I'm getting 20 likes, and I have this many followers. This person has like this crazy amount. I'm not even going to do it anymore.
Right. I'm not going to do it because I've never reached this status where like it's not about the other person that you're comparing yourself to. It's about you and helping other people, influencing other people in positive ways, right?
Yeah.
One other thing like I was thinking about is, and here's the reality, like I know like everyone struggles with this exact thing, is they want to build their personal brand because of the reasons that we said, but they struggle with their self-identity of, are you cool enough or good enough, or like will people actually care or watch or pay attention? And there's a balance and a struggle and a push-pull of I want to do this, I want to be out there, I want to be pseudo-famous, or I want to help people, but like am I going to get shit on for trying to do it? That
Right.
push-pull, and I've felt it. Have you felt that?
For sure. Yeah.
You felt that, right? Like here's the biggest thing that I've lately really realized is no matter what happens, no matter if I don't build a following, no matter if I be successful with it or not, the fact that my life is going to be documented on the internet, whether it be Instagram, YouTube, or whatever, is amazing. It's huge. It's something that we didn't have 15, 20 years ago. Like I asked you the question the other day is, do you know your grandpa's grandpa? And you're like, nah, we don't even have a picture, right?
Yeah.
But my grandkids could, if they want to, look back at who I was today in this world and see exactly who I was. So like, it's just documenting my life. It's like immortality. Like you will never die. I'm putting up videos on the internet and my name will be on the internet. This video right now will be on the internet forever, unless somehow it gets taken off, like we take it off or whatever. But forever, that's immortality right there. Right?
Yeah, it's crazy.
So if you stop worrying about like how many likes or how many engagement, but just document your life just for that fact right there, I think everybody, before Instagram, Facebook, people took pictures and put the pictures in the photo album, right? I don't even remember what it's called. Photo album. And then the photo album get passed down from generation to generation, say this was my great grandpa or my grandpa. You usually have one fucking picture of great grandpa or whatever, right? Now it's going to be, let me go online and see who my great great grandpa was. And then you compare, oh my God, you see my great grandpa, like he's talking about this as his personality is what he's doing. I see so much that in me, from 200 years ago, which is super cool, I think.
It is cool.
I don't know. That was a rant that I wanted to go on. I'll probably talk about that a few times on these shows, but I don't know. That's just the realization that I had is, wait, I don't care what building my personal brand does for me. I know it's going to do one thing. My grandkids are going to be able to see who I am.
For sure.
Super cool.
And it's a lot different than just looking at a photo, because then there's no personality.
You can't tell personality on a photo.
So that's cool.
So if you're out there and you're on the edge, you don't know whether or not you want to start building your personal brand, start documenting if people will like it or not. Who gives a shit what people think? It's documenting your life for future generations. Just do that.
Yep.
Cool. I think there's questions. Any questions come across? Anybody monitoring this, or just us?
No, my feed won't pull it up actually. Let's see if I can get reconnected. I'm gonna grab it.
Let's see. Yeah. Here. Oh, I thought there was a few. If not, we can wrap it up.
What's
We always do this live. Take questions live as they come across. No.
Nope.
Okay, cool. Well, is there anything else you want to go over, Mr. Alex? Mr. Young Entrepreneur?
I think we covered a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the recap is like, if you want to be an entrepreneur, no matter your age, just do it. Put your skin in the game, put your money in the game, and start learning.
For sure.
And if you're on the fence about documenting, whether you should or not, should be posting videos or Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, whatever, YouTube, don't be afraid to do it.
Yeah.
Just document your life for future generations, right?
Just do it.
Just do it. I think that might be copyrighted. I'm not sure if we can say that.
Well, Alex,
Nike, don't sue me.
I mean, I did work at Nike.
You still got his
Oh yeah,
number.
just do it.
I still got my number.
All right, this is the Ask the BCE Show Episode 35 with Alex Terapis. Thanks for watching, guys.